Every casting tutorial you've ever watched has been teaching you the wrong thing. If you've ever had a blueprint project that started out clean and slowly became hard to scale, casting habits are probably why. In this video, I'm going to show you what casting actually does under the hood, the mistake almost every tutorial teaches you without explaining, and I'm guilty of this too, and a simple decision framework for knowing when to cast and when to use something else. To understand casting better, we first need to explain the concept of inheritance. Every blueprint in Unreal Engine derives from a base blueprint class known as an actor. Every blueprint class you make has a parent blueprint. For example, Unreal Engine has a built-in blueprint class called Pawn, whose parent is an actor blueprint, and Unreal has another blueprint class called Character, whose parent is the Pawn blueprint. Blueprints follow that parent-child relationship all the way up. A child blueprint class will inherit all of the functionality of the parent blueprint class, but it can also have additional functionality that the parent blueprint doesn't have. For example, the character blueprint is derived from the pawn blueprint, but it has additional functionality that the pawn blueprint doesn't have. For example, it can move, it can jump, it can fly. This logic does not exist in the pawn blueprint, but exists in the character blueprint. With that in mind, I can now explain casting. When you're casting, you're checking whether the object you're casting to is actually part of a given class. And if it is, you get access to whatever functionality that class has. If it isn't, the cast fails and you get nothing back. To help make this more clear, as it may still be a bit foggy, let's demonstrate with an example. Say you've added a trigger box to your level. Whenever it overlaps with something, you use the cast to node and you cast to the actor node, and then from there you drag off and you set that actor's location. This will always work whether you're playing as the third person character blueprint, which is the project I'm in right now, or if you just drag a simple cube into that trigger box, because every blueprint in that project derives from the actor blueprint class. Now let's say I change it a bit. Instead of just casting to an actor, let me cast to the BP third person character instead. If the third person character overlaps that box, the cast will succeed. But if say something else like a cube tries to overlap it, the cast will fail, because that cube isn't the third person character. It doesn't sit anywhere on that tree. So, before you cast, ask yourself this one question. Am I asking if this object is the class it actually is, or a class further down the tree than it actually is? Now you know what casting actually does. Let's go over the problem that most tutorials skip, the one that causes issues further down the line in your project. Almost every beginner tutorial does this, and I'm guilty of it too, and I want to explain why this happens. When making a tutorial, they cast to one specific blueprint, right in the middle of your logic. It works into the tutorial, so it feels right, and most people never question it again. Here's what it looks like with an example. Say you've built a coin pickup system. When the player overlaps the sphere collision in this coin, let's say you cast to the third person character blueprint and you update the player's coins. This will increase the amount of coins the player has when they overlap it, and it runs fine. Everything is good. The trouble shows up when you try to scale it. Let's say I wanted to add a second playable character. Let's call them my BP red character because I'll make them red. If that character tries to pick up the coin, it doesn't work because the cast was hard-coded to one specific blueprint. The pattern feels harmless because I'm working on a small project, and to be honest, if this was the only character in my game, let's pretend I don't need the second red character, I'd get away with it. My project works. But even if, say, I cast once, some people will tell me to never cast at all. So let's go over exactly why they say this, because they say casting should never be used and it's bad. Some people say to avoid casting at all costs and to never use it. I remember once when I was making a video where I used the cast node, and some people reacted like, "How dare you?" Let's explain why they say things like this and why you should never cast at all. When you cast to one of your blueprint classes, like in my example where the coin is casting to the BP third person character, you create what Unreal Engine calls a hard reference. That's a dependency. An Unreal Engine, whenever an asset loads, everything it holds as a hard reference also loads with it. So the moment I drag in my coin blueprint into my level, everything in the BP third person character also loads with it. And anything that was inside of the BP third person character, like its mesh, its animation blueprint, all its materials, all its blueprint references, all of that loads too. And this happens whether you actually use the cast branch in your coin blueprint or not. Simply just having it there will give it a hard reference. So if I right click on the coin blueprint, I can open its size map. This view shows me how much disk and memory space this asset actually takes up. For a lightweight blueprint, it might be nothing worth worrying about. But for a blueprint that's grown over months of development and costs to loads of different things, that number can increase dangerously fast. This is exactly why people say to avoid casting and to just use something else like blueprint interfaces instead, another blueprint communication method. There are many different communication methods and best practices. I made a whole roadmap on all of the best practices that I think beginners should know about. There'll be a link to that somewhere in the description of the video if you want that. So, does this mean you should avoid casting altogether? No, it exists for a reason, and there's actually a optimal way to cast. So let's go over how to do that. Okay, so I built my pickup blueprint. When the player overlaps it, it casts directly to the third person character and it increases their coins. This works perfectly until I need to add a second character. So let's pretend I wanted to add a second character, my red character, to my game. Now this doesn't work because the cast is hard coded to the third person character blueprint and my red character is the red character blueprint. The wrong way to fix this would be adding a second cast. So I can make it so when the first cast fails, I could cast to the second character, and that would technically work. But that just multiplies the problem, and now I'll have a hard reference on the red character. The better fix is to create a new blueprint above both characters in the class hierarchy, and I can call it something like the BP character base, and I can make both of my blueprints children of it. We can also easily reparent a blueprint. If you just go over to class settings, you can go here, click this, and you can change the parent blueprint of a child. So what I can do is I can create a new blueprint called BP character base. And inside of this blueprint, I can write all of the logic of how I want my characters to behave. So I can add things like my character's coin variable to my base blueprint character. And then my third person character and my red character blueprint are children of the character base blueprint that has all of the base logic. And inside of my coin blueprint, instead of casting to the third person character, I can cast to the base parent blueprint. This is also a good moment to make this an abstract class. In a blueprint's class setting, you can mark it as abstract by going over to class settings, advanced, and click generate abstract class. This will tell the engine this class exists purely as a shared template. Making it an abstract class will also mean you can't drag it into the level or spawn it in. It exists only so the children have something to inherit from. Also, with your abstract classes, you want to keep them as empty as possible. You don't want it pulling in anything heavy into memory. So you want to make sure that it doesn't hold any meshes, materials, or sounds. Basically, anything heavy in memory. You want to make it as light as possible. Anything heavy can belong to the children, not to the base blueprint. So now that I have my empty base character blueprint, which I cast to, if I now go back to my coin pickup, if I check the size map on it, now that it casts to the BP character base instead of a specific character, you can see it's much lighter because the base class itself is nearly empty. So when you're casting, if you can try and cast to the highest parent class, which shares the logic, that can be a good way of reducing the memory that casting does. Although, even when you cast cleanly, casting may not always be the right tool. The next question is, with so many different ways to make blueprints share information, when should you actually use casting? Let's answer that next. So here's a simple flowchart you can use to decide whether you should cast or not. Start with one question. Do I need to create some common functionality? If that functionality is shared between classes that already sit in the same hierarchy and use an inheritance system, we can use casting. Exactly like the pickup situation from a moment ago. The BP third person character and the BP red character share a family tree, so the shared logic goes up to the BP character base, and every child gets it for free. So we can cast to that. If the answer is no and the functionality needs to work across classes that share no hierarchy, let's pretend you have a door, a chest, and an NPC, they're all different blueprint classes. Instead of trying to have one parent blueprint where all of these are children because they all operate so differently, instead you want to use something like an interface. This allows you to have a single function that shares logic between multiple different blueprint classes which are unrelated, although interfaces are a whole other topic. Although I do go deeper on interfaces and every other best Blueprint practice in my free Unreal Engine roadmap. There'll be a link to that in the description of the video. So keep that decision tree in mind when you're deciding whether you want to cast or not. So now you understand what casting is, what it's costing, why some people will avoid it at all reasons and say it's bad, and the ideal way to cast. But clean code is only half of the battle, because a game that runs perfectly and is still following best practices can feel completely lifeless to play. If you want to fix that, check out this video on the screen here or here. It'll cover ways you can make your game fun to play.